As teachers, often it is very hard to find time to get together to discuss things face to face. So I saw this new website called CollaborizeClassroom.com as a way to do that. Now it's very similar to Blackboard that we use at FHSU, but it's different than that in a few ways, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Um, the purpose for this for me is to find a way to allow all the teachers at my school to have an ongoing discussion that they can do at their own time, whether it be at home, in their office, or whatever. There's no need to have face-to-face meetings and discuss things all the time. We can use this as an ongoing tool to get ideas. We can vote, we can share ideas via forum, and so forth. So that's why I chose this. It's free, and that's the purpose. The intended audience for me are teachers, but you could easily use this. Obviously, it's called Collaborized Classroom, so you could easily use it with your class as well. So if we look at how I set it up now, what I did is I've already gone through all the protocol, and you can see here it says "Hello, Dave Lenhart" up in this section. So you just go through, you input your email, and you sign up, and you do all that stuff, and then you just say "Start my classroom." Now the IST standards, let's go ahead and get those in here, are both under the administrative tab, and I chose to focus on both 3A and 3B underneath the administrative, again, excellence and professional practice. So in other words, administratively, we have to make sure that everyone can communicate with each other in some form or fashion. So this will allocate time and resources. In other words, I'm creating something that you can use in order to be involved. Even though you're very busy as a teacher, I'm trying to make it easier for you to add your input to a topic that we're discussing. And then B, facilitate and participate in learning. In other words, now as a teacher, I have to make sure that I input my ideas. So this will allow me to do that. So allowing teachers to do that, and then actually doing it myself and finding a way to do it, deal with 3A and 3B underneath the administrative tab for this. And there are many other IST standards that relate to this, but those are the two that I thought were heavily related. So if we look at how the website works, again, it's a little bit complicated in some ways. It's not really, you just have to work your way through it. But I've taken some time here already, gone through and looked at it. So you really just want to look at starting a discussion. So let's say that I want to say, is ICB, which is what I'm dealing with at my school now, a good idea? All right, we'll just keep this very simple. And then you just add some comments down here. Please vote soon. All right, so is it a good idea? So what I'm looking for is a yes/no answer, but if you wanted a multiple choice, you could choose that one. You could actually have a forum, or just make it, a vote type situation. But if we choose yes/no, that's what they're going to have to do. And I'm going to put this under getting started, because this is at the beginning of the whole conversation. We haven't started to discuss it yet. And here, I want you to have your vote by Thursday. And you can attach things if you want them to look at it, but in this case, I have nothing to attach. It's just a simple question. So you can see here that shows up underneath my tab. It says, is it a good idea? And then just to give you an idea, you would go in here, or they would go in and they would type in yes if they wanted to, or whatever they wanted to do. Now, of course, it keeps reminding you over here, you have to make sure you invite people to this forum. And once everybody's in, they're in. But the first thing is you just tell them to go to this website right here, englishcomposition.collaborizeclassroom.com. That's what I called this one. All right, so once they're in there, then they can start to see all these categories come up. It's like Blackboard, discussion room, in other words. Now, for teachers, I'm not going to have things called classes. So what I could do, go in over here, and as we go through our meetings, right, I can change this classroom. I could just call it, meeting one for our case, and then I could go down through all these, right, and do the same thing. So I would have meeting one here instead of classroom. So you could do that as well. So it's a good way you can get everybody to collaborate, to get together and look at this stuff.